Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're doing the Shrine of Secrets review for the 20th of January 2020. This may be the first video this year where my voice doesn't trail off completely and I have to keep taking drinks. I have had a drink next to me, I haven't talked for a while, so I hope that this will be somewhat decent to watch. So this is the series where we go over the Shrine of Secrets in Dead by Daylight. There's 2 killer perks and 2 survivor perks. We go over what they do, how they work, how they change as you tier the perk up, and what characters they come with, whatever. Sorry about that, I just poked my mic. And at the end I'll give my thoughts on which ones you should buy with iridescent shards. There's currently a blood hunt going on right now. It's only 1.5 bloods, times 1.5 blood points, so it's not double blood points, but it's close enough, I'm still grateful, and a lot of people aren't, which is really annoying. It really annoys me when things like that happen. It's like, didn't have to do that, or it's been going on for a week now. I think it finishes either today or tomorrow, so I'm gonna probably sweat a bunch of matches later to get more. But this is actually a really good shrine. I'm very happy with this one because recently it's just kind of been like fine, or it's been like one good perk each shrine, or like one decent perk, and it's like, yeah, you could get it if you want, but like you don't, it's just kind of if you want to. But this one actually has some really worth it perks, so I'm going to talk about it. First of all, we have Borrowed Time, which is a build perk, and this is a really meta perk, but it's very good at what it does, and you'll see why it's meta soon. So after you unhook a survivor within the killer's tear radius, they gain the endurance status effect for 15 seconds. Any damage taken during that time, that would put the unhooked survivor, into the dying state, will instead apply the deep wound status effect. So basically, you rescue someone in the killer's tear radius, and for the next 15 seconds, if they get hit, instead of getting downed, they would instead just get an effect which lets them take a hit. It's the same as Legion's power, where you can just take an extra hit, basically. So people do this a lot to take hits for the person that rescued them. This also makes it worth it farming survivors, because it's a guaranteed safe hook rescue. So yeah, but also if they get hit again while they are in deep wound, then they will get downed. It doesn't keep working. So you can hit them once and you see that they have deep wound, and then you could still chase them and just down them again. So but most people don't, because that's another whole chase, and you've got the rescuer down on the floor, so it's not worth it. So but you'll be surprised how many people actually do still chase you. The survivor also has 10 seconds to mend themselves once they stop running. Tier 2, this is 15 seconds, and Tier 3, that is 20 seconds. Also, yeah, it does say here, if the unhooked survivor takes any damage while affected by deep wound, or if the deep wound timer ends, the unhooked survivor is immediately put into the dying state. So basically, it's a guaranteed safe hook rescue, because again, even if they get hit, then they get speed boost, they get an extra hit. Yeah, and like I said, you can make some really good plays with this. It's very meta. People use this all the time. It just makes it worth it farming survivors right in front of them, because again, they can just take an extra hit. And obviously it's good to have someone on your team using this, so they can just go and get the rescues. Also, it's obviously good to use this yourself. Oh, pardon me, sorry about that. It's also good to use this yourself, obviously, especially with solo queue. I feel like, well, again, especially with survivor friends as well, but like solo queue as well, it has some really good players, because it's a lot more like reliant. It's not like, oh, I don't have to worry about getting farmed or whatever. It's just like, no, you'll be fine. Like I said, 20 seconds to mend yourself. That starts, it looks like, as soon as you stop running. That's what I find. Same with, again, it is exactly the same as Legion's Feral Frenzy hit thing. So this is a really good perk, and again, I'll talk more about it at the end, but like, yeah, this is probably one of the best survivor perks in the game, to be honest. Next we have Discordance, which, speaking of Legion, is a Legion perk, and this one got changed recently. But it's still pretty good, so I would say. Any generator within a range of 64 meters that is being repaired by 2 or more survivors is marked by a yellow aura. A tier 2 that is 96 meters, and a tier 3 that is 128 meters. When the first generator is being highlighted, Discordance triggers a loud noise notification on the generator, and after that is no longer within a range, or is no longer being repaired by 2 or more survivors, the aura remains for another 4 seconds. So this one, I think, used to literally just tell you if 2 or more people are on the same gen for like 12 seconds or something, and it would again highlight the aura. give you a loud noise notification. So now it does it within a certain range, and it's for 4 seconds after you leave the generator's aura. I read that really weirdly, I know. I kind of zoned out for a minute. I was just like, hold on, what? It's because I haven't used Discord since it got changed. I don't know, it didn't get changed that long ago. But I haven't used it since, and so I haven't really understood it. And again, I haven't really gone against anyone using this, but this is still a really good perk. This is still good like it used to be. Again, it hasn't really changed too much, but there's just now kind of like a range limit. Again, it's 128 meters though, so that's quite far. But yeah, so once 2 or more people are on a gen in that range, it will be highlighted by yellow aura. It will also give a loud noise notification, and then the aura will persist for another few seconds after you leave the range. That's basically it. I probably should have just said that. Oh well. Again, this one's really good. This one is really good for like tracking and for killers who, you know, do a lot of like walking around when they're like, when you know, like it works for killers that do have good mobility, like Wraith and Spirit. I actually use this on Spirit a lot. Again, I used to. I haven't used it since it got changed, but it's good for killers who can just get around the map like that. It is also good, I guess, for killers who kind of don't have mobility at the same time, because they're doing a lot of walking around, and it's like if you're not in chases, then obviously nothing's happening, and you're just wasting time, and they're able to get gens done. But this will let you, even if it triggers at the start of a match, you'll at least know where at least 2 people are from the get-go. Because again, a lot of people spawn close together. You can also use offerings to make survivors spawn close together. So this will help you right at the start, or even just throughout the match, if like where at least 2 survivors are at any time. Again, it's good for that sense. So it's good for killers who, you know, don't have good mobility because they're just walking around a lot with nothing going on and they're not in any chases. It will help them find someone so they can start getting some pressure. But it's also good for killers with mobility because, again, they can just, you know, Wraith, Spirit, Demogorgon. Yeah, Demogorgon especially, I would say, would work well. It's good for, like, just, again, knowing where they are and being able to quickly get to them. Even if you can't get to them quickly as a killer who doesn't have good mobility, like I said, you at least know where 2 survivors are, so you can start some chases. I explained that section horribly. I'm kind of cringing, not gonna lie. I explained that really awkwardly. It's just because I haven't used this perk in a while, and especially because it got kind of changed. The change isn't that big. It's just a lot more text, and it's like now there's a range limit. So again, I kind of can't really comment on it too much. But again, I used to use this a lot. And even with Legion themselves, I feel like it's a really good perk to use on them, so use it, it's good. Next we have Make Your Choice, which is a pig perk, and I am a pig main, and I use this quite a lot, and this is another really good, powerful perk. So we're going to talk about what it does now. So when a survivor rescues another from a hook at least 32 meters away from you, Make Your Choice causes the survivor to scream, which does the bubble effects like the Doctor's shocks, and applies the exposed stats effects to them for 40 seconds, and also has a cooldown of 40 seconds. Basically, you hook someone. Also, yeah, tier 2 that's 50 seconds, and tier 3 that's 60 seconds. Keep in mind that applies to both though, both the exposed stats effect and the cooldown, so it does actually make the cooldown longer, but also makes them suffer from exposed longer. So, pardon me. Basically, you hook someone, you walk away, and then, again, it's the same thing as like Devour Hope, where the perk will light up in the corner when you're at the range. When you're within the range, sorry, to like make it trigger. And then basically, the rescue will scream in the little bubble, like the Doctor's shocks, and also like the Clown's bottles, Infectious Fright, things like that. And they will have the exposed stats effect for, again, a certain amount of time, can go up to a minute. This one is really good because this gets you information. This lets you know if there is someone like right there when you've hooked them. I would say killers with low mobility will struggle with this perk. Pig herself does kind of struggle with it, but also is really good because, again, you can just instantly get someone. It helps because, again, Pig struggles with chase the most, more than anything, and it just helps to have something like that on your side. Again, the cooldown, especially at tier 3, can be kind of hefty. The cooldown is the same as the exposed duration, but it's worth it. Again, you get an instant down. It can also be kind of difficult determining which survivor is the rescuer because it doesn't really tell you, other than, I would say the scream, you know, the voices, you can tell, like, you know, I can tell everyone's voices apart, but I just feel like if it's a team who have like same characters, or if there's just a lot of people around the hook at once, you could be chasing someone for ages, and then you hit them, and then it just injures them, and you're like, oh shit, pretty much. But like I said, killers who with high mobility will definitely get the value from this perk. Again, Wraith, Spirit, Demo, maybe even Freddy if there's a gen nearby. Didn't even think about that, but yeah, killers like that. And again, especially ones that suffer with like chases and things like that, or just need to get some pressure down. This one's really good because this also exposes altruistic survivors, not literally exposing them, but also it will kind of make them a bit scared, which is also like what Devout Hope does, where it makes them a bit fearful. They have to make sure that they can get away, and they could just hide. A lot of people just hide when they see this because the perk does tell you, obviously, when you get exposed. But when this works, it's really noticeable. It's really good, and I've had this save my ass a lot. This has got me like extra kills and turned like not matches that weren't going great into like really good ones because I can slug them or I can hook them and kill them, or make some pressure out of it. So again, killers who have really good mobility really benefit from this. But again, you can also use this with regular killers, but just keep in mind, you have to get all the way to the hook again. Also, some killers camp the 32 meters. They get like 33 meters away and just sit there and then wait for them to get rescued and then go right back, which you can do. And again, that is kind of camping, sort of. Hence why the radius part of it is there in the first place, so you don't just sit at the hook and wait. But again, killers like Pig, Wraith, again, Freddy I didn't even think about, but a lot of killers could benefit from this. Just experiment. Have an experiment around with this one. And finally we have Tenacity, which is a detective tap perk, and I used to use this one loads. This was always in my main builds because I actually really like this perk. It's kind of situational, like all downed perks do, like Unbreakable and Flip Flop, but this is a really, really good perk, I think. Basically, this allows you to crawl 30% faster, 40% faster at tier 2, and 50% faster at tier 3. And also lets you recover and crawl at the same time. Now, that's what I kind of struggle with, because in some situations, it's like, do I move away from the killer if they've slugged me? Do I move away so like I can get picked somewhere like further away? Or do I fully recover myself first, which I think takes like 30-40 seconds? Not 40, but like it's around 30 something seconds, right? But that's waste of time, and then the killer can just come back at any time and get me. So this one really helps. I really like doing this one. Well, when I used to use this, I love doing this when I got downed as I'm vaulting. When you get downed as you're fast vaulting. I do it so the second I can start moving, I start moving. Especially at tier 3, 50% is really good. I like doing it at those fast vaults because you can vault it, and then when you get downed, you can immediately start crawling away in the tall grass. And I've had this a lot of situations. Try doing it, and honestly, I had it so many times where they could have just spent ages just walking in a circle, and then they would just leave me because they wouldn't know where I was. Again, this one's really good. Just being able to crawl and recover at the same time is like beneficial as it is, but the extra movement speed has also saved my ass at the exit gate more than once, where I've been able to crawl out just in time because of that slightly faster speed. This is a very good perk. It's not really good. It's like good, I'm just saying that because I used to use this all the time and I love it. But I honestly think this isn't that bad. And again, I would try experimenting around with it. It's situational. It's not the best helping in chases and things. This will not always get value. There'll be lots of games where this doesn't do anything and it's kind of a waste. But when it does work, it really shines, and I think people will come to appreciate that more. And people need to give this one more of a chance. Again, this is all just my opinion, by the way. I have a lot of experience with this game, so I'm just kind of giving my knowledge opinion. That's not even a phrase, is it? I'm just giving my opinion and all my knowledge of the game mechanics and things like that, about which ones you should get. But it's always just your opinion. You can always just save them up. I'm saving them up right now for a while. But yeah, so perks to get. I'm going to say for Survivor, Borrow Time, definitely. For console, Bill is free right now, so you could just level them up. I think it's level 35, but I might be wrong about that. But I would say, honestly, just get this. Because also Bill has Unbreakable, which is another really great perk. And also Left Behind, which isn't very good. But I would definitely say this one, pick it up if you want. If you already have Bill, again, maybe just get this one. But at the same time, he does also have Unbreakable. So maybe just wait for Unbreakable to come out. But I don't know when that will be. That will probably be ages. It's kind of amazing. This is on the shrine right now, to be honest. So definitely take value. This one, without doubt, just buy this one. Oh, I just exited from the shrine. I'm sorry about that. I did not even mean to do that. That's embarrassing. Wow. Okay. And for Survivor, I'm going to say... No, I just did Survivor. For Killer, I'm going to say Make a Choice. Make a Choice is really good, and the Exposed Stats effect is great. Again, it's for a minute, so that's the same as like Tier 3 Haunted Grounds and things like that. The cooldown, again, the cooldown does also increase as you level the perk up, so it does go from 40 to 50 to 60, so there's a whole minute as well. That's because obviously the duration is going on at the same time, so 32 meters isn't that far. If you have killers with good mobility, this will definitely see you a lot of value. Keep in mind that you know, sometimes if you don't know the survivor screams apart, then you might struggle to find out who it is. If it is also a team with the same character, then this will definitely be difficult. And also if they just hide, then there's really nothing you can do. But again, this one really helps to like make survivors fearful of or altruistic. Again, also keep in mind the 32 meters. Sometimes, you know, you always have those survivors who just farm the second you get away from the hook. So a lot of times you have to make sure that you are out of the range. Discordance, again, isn't that bad. It's just because it got changed and I haven't used it since, so I don't know how effective it is. It looks like it is still the same thing. Helps you find where at least 2 survivors are, which is always good. If this triggers right at the start of the match, that's really good because you can just go right up to them. But again, even throughout the match, if you're struggling and you're just kind of walking around trying to find someone, this will definitely help. And again, the effect lingers also for 4 seconds when it's no longer being repaired, or when you're without range. So yeah, that's going to do it for this review, guys. I hope you enjoyed. This is a really good shrine. Definitely take advantage of these 2 perks. But again, you can always just buy any perks you want. You can buy perks you already have and just get extra blood points. That's probably what I'll do. That's mainly what I do. I have most of the perks in this game. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Yeah, I'll see you all in the next one.